recording, baby. Episode 1. Let's get it.
Hey,
Let's
we
get it.
live.
We live. Yo, so this is Squatchin Sports Podcast live from wherever you're watching this podcast at. Phone, laptop, TV, whatever. This is inaugural episode, so this is going to be real rough cut. This is just throwing stuff together, talking about sports, talking about a lot of bets, most likely McCoy's bets majority of the time, because I'm pretty sure he probably puts the most bets up there.
Degenerate gambler. Can we pan to the boy with the white tee? Because he is our gambling DJ.
Yes, white tee, white hat. Yep.
Bubbly drinking motherfucker.
So my name's Ian. I'm one of these Squatchin Sports. We got Jimmy Lipinski. He's below me right now on this recording.
Gang. I'm next to him on mine, but that's fine. What up?
Then we got John McCoy to the left, which would be your right of me. So yeah, I mean, we're just gonna kick this thing off. We're just here to chop it up, talk about sports, all sports in general. I mean, obviously we know sport just ended last night in a pretty wild way, but we'll get into that.
Disgusting.
So yeah, man. Bro, Super Bowl. 2022 NFL season over. What are we gonna do now? No football.
Are we just gonna not talk about your back-to-back footballers champion? Go ahead. Can we screenshot this, chat? Can we screenshot this? Let's say freckles and tattoos 2 years in a row. All right, tight. John, what place you finishing this year?
I don't know. It's on my asterisk, I think.
Yeah, you little bitch. Yeah, boys, great NFL season. Bad for the teams to which we are faithful. Johnny Cakes,
Correct.
At least y'all made playoffs.
Somewhat. Yeah, we're there.
Ian, I'm super excited for this podcast because we are just going to disagree about the quarterback position for our team, the Steelers, until he is no longer our quarterback.
Until he wins his cup. Well, no, I get it.
But at least you have a quarterback, you know?
Hey, you got Kyle Trask. That's your Gator, baby.
He's ready to come out.
Mm-hmm.
Come out firing, baby.
Dog.
Need some Derek Carr love.
Yeah, no, a lot of exciting shit to cover. You know what I think we should do right now, because it is the first day of the NFL offseason? I think at some point during this podcast, we go around the horn and we declare our 8 division winners. That's what I'm saying. Boom. Mic drop. Heard it here first. We go straight division winners. You stick by them the whole time. And then we see who has the most at the end of the year.
I like it.
All right? And if McCoy finishes 3rd out of 3, he's got a shotgun at bubbling because he's on a fucking cleanse right now.
Dude, that might
Michelob Ultra sponsor us.
That might be worse than shotgunning an actual beer. Those things are
that's
spicy.
Way worse.
Those things are spicy.
Way worse.
That's like a beer and like seltzer combined, like
right. It's like White Claw had a baby with TV static, and then they ran it through a beer filtration system with no alcohol content and put it in that can.
And then shook it up and then shotgunned it.
No disrespect to Bubbly, of course. But
right. Not at all. I'm a big fan of Bubbly.
He's a grown man drinking not alcohol on this podcast. So we got to clown him. All right, what's up first, boys? What are we doing? You guys want to talk about this Super Bowl?
I mean, we gotta kill the game. I mean, right? Yeah,
dude. I'm not surprised the Chiefs won. I thought the Chiefs were going to win. Being a Pittsburgh native, I loathe all things Philadelphia sports. So I am happy that they lost. However, as a fan of the game, in my opinion, that might be the most egregious defensive holding call in the history of the NFL.
Dude, that was bad.
You're well inside the 5-yard contact box. There was no grabbing or anything. People have showed me like still shot photos of his hands around his waist and everything like that. But in the act of the play, like you're just making contact. It's a football move. Mahomes overthrew him by a decade and a half.
No one's Tyreek Hill wasn't catching that. Tyreek Hill.
No one's talking about that. I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Wow.
Like I just to have to have such a good game come down to a call like that. Now, remember that was 3rd and 5, right? So if you're the Eagles, you're off the field. You're forcing a field goal attempt. You still got like a $1.58 or a $1.48 left, whatever. Okay, one, Harrison Butker's got to make it. He already missed one tonight. 2, yeah, y'all got to go down the field and answer. But like, the fact of the matter is that sealed the game right there. Like, Mahomes played great. The Eagles played great. And then you have it on the refs.
Right.
I don't know. Johnny, thoughts?
I mean, Patrick Mahomes looked like his ankle looked great, huh?
Yeah, bro. Come on. That was here. Take my hat because that was solid fucking cap right there.
You know what I'm saying?
Cap.
He looked real good out there.
He hit that limb something crazy. Also, I want to clear the air. I respect Patrick Mahomes, but he will never have my full respect because he prefers Hunt's ketchup over Heinz ketchup.
Bro, tell me about it. I'm right there with you. You couldn't have said any better. I'm baffled. Like, what? Couldn't have said it any better.
You have such a childish palate. And you look like Steph Curry's daughter, bro. I'm done. All right, I'm done.
I'm gonna say this though. I mean, Hurts definitely had a game. He definitely had some good rushing, but I mean, Patrick went out there and did it with who? Kelsey didn't have a second half.
I mean, they drafted well.
Yeah,
had a lot of rookies involved. Also, is there a cap on how long you can record? Because in the top left of the column showing time left 8 minutes.
Yeah, I'm working on it right now.
Oh, okay.
Did not know that was a thing.
Do we have to pay a subscription?
Yeah, it looks like it's like
because if we're doing an 8-minute podcast, we're gonna get canceled. Apple won't even let us on.
Ain't gonna
everybody on there.
Ain't gonna last very long.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm getting that taken care of right now.
All right, bet. All right, so Ian, you brought this up earlier, and I found it as intriguing of a question as I've heard in a long time. Will Patrick, I like Hunt's ketchup Mahomes, have a better career than Brady?
Man, I think right now, just based off straight skill, like obviously he has 2 Super Bowls now, which is, I mean, he's how many years in the league? Like
6. This is his 6th or 7th.
6 coming up, or this was his?
No,
6th?
he's either going into his 7th or an 8th or his 8th.
Yeah, 2 Super Bowls. So I mean, you need to win a couple more, go to a couple more, obviously. But like just off of sheer talent, I mean, I think he's absolutely possible to surpass Brady.
I mean, he's definitely.
What did you say?
No, he's only been at 2.
He's 2-1. He's 2-1 because he lost.
He lost the Super Bowl?
Yeah, he lost to Tampa.
Oh, he did lose at Tampa because Tyreek killed him. Oh, I remember, bro. Antoine Winfield hit Tyreek with the deuce, and that was back at you, bro. Cold. Because he hit them with that. Didn't he hit y'all with that in the regular season? That year?
He hit it during the regular season when he went for like 200 and something.
And I remember the flag getting thrown, and that was okay. So we just talked about possibly the worst penalty in NFL history. That was the best penalty in NFL history. Mm-hmm. The most savage penalty I've ever seen. I loved it. Oh, I loved it.
I mean, he's going. He's going into year 7, but I mean, technically, he played 1 game in year 1. You know what I mean? So,
right. So, big advocate for giving credit where credit's due. Patrick Mahomes is definitely the best quarterback in the NFL. I think you'd be hard pressed to say he's not the best player in the NFL. And I think even further that because I'm sure you guys felt this way too. I know I did. I didn't think the Chiefs had a chance at competing this year when Tyreek left.
No,
right?
They were written off immediately.
Yeah. Travis Kelce is from. Did y'all hear Chris in the background?
Mm-mm.
I did not.
So I started the sentence with Travis Kelce is, and Chris goes, hard as fuck. So Travis Kelce is probably right now the 2nd best tight end in NFL history.
Yeah.
And
He surpassed Gronk.
You
At
think
least
he's
in
past
Super
Gronk?
Bowl. In Super Bowl, he's passed in touchdowns stat wise.
Oh, okay. On paper, yeah. Oh, well,
On paper, I
yeah.
mean,
So I think everybody thought his production was going to fall off with that Tyreek. Because, like, my thought process was Tyreek takes the top off, Kelsey's open underneath. Nah, it doesn't matter. Dude's a savage. Dude cuts up. Also, apparently he's from right down the road from where I live. So that's cute. But yeah, I think he can definitely have a better career than Brady. I don't know if like we measure the career success off Super Bowl wins. It seems like everybody wants to do that, but
that's definitely what they want to do.
Yeah, and again, like it's going to be really hard for me to do this without bias, which is fine because I think everybody's got bias. But like, fuck Tom Brady, bro. You know what I mean? Like straight up, fuck Tom Brady. How many times you get to the Super Bowl because of a rule that turned out to be no longer a rule, or like, bro, you destroyed your cell phone. Come on, guys. I don't care that you beat the Colts 45-3 or 48-3, whatever the hell it was. Like, bro, you still had balls with us airing them. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, to be real, I mean, he's going to be one of the only ones that can really match up against him because he's one of the only people outside of Josh Allen that really just throws the ball with him and Burrow. I mean, everyone else throws their run game in there, so they kind of nerf their stats to compare to him.
So you're talking about statistically, and that's what's hard about statistically because like the league is ever evolving too. Like now we're at 17 games. We grew up our whole lives was at 16. When our parents were kids, it was 14 games. You know,
right?
So that's like I posted some shit yesterday right before the Super Bowl talking about like y'all ain't got 6, right? Because the Steelers do. And okay, yeah, the Patriots do, but like, do they? Do they really, John? Do they really? So you know, someone said something about. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Someone said something about the Browns have 8, and yeah, y'all won your first championship when the league was literally 10 teams.
What a gross! Like that's
10 teams.
Only argument ever is like, look how many we have.
Just stop it. Like,
it wasn't even the Super Bowl then. That wasn't even a thing.
Please don't even get me started on Cleveland because I will just nix an entire market for our podcast viewership. But we can definitely get into that. I got a beautiful picture of a buddy of ours who is a big Browns fan wrapped up in the Steelers blanket last night, snug as a bug in a rug. It's fantastic.
Ian, our boy, won it. UT.
What's that?
Wait, Ottawa won. No shit.
Johnny coming in with a hot gambling take. What's happening, bro? What's going on?
Stunsel hit the OT winner. Senators win.
Dog.
Damn. I'm still watching the Coyotes and the Preds.
You want to know a crazy stat on Mahomes? This dude has I'm not counting his first year. He played 1 game. But in the 5 years he's been in the league to play, he's missed 3 games.
It's pretty solid.
Yep.
2 in 1 year and 1 in another.
That's solid. And it's like you don't know how anyone's career is going to go. You know what I mean? Like, shit. Like, again, I'm probably going to revert almost everything we talk about football back to the Steelers. But look at Ben, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Won a Super Bowl in his 2nd season with the team. Won a Super Bowl in his 5th season with the team, and then never won it again. And they had arguably one of the most talented offenses in the history of the NFL at the skill position.
Oh my God.
Him,
absolutely.
Lev, AB, Bartavis.
There's been nothing but recap videos on Twitter over this past like 2 weeks. People just posting like videos of whenever their offense was there. Mm-hmm. And I mean, like they talk about how Josh Allen and Mahomes are doing stuff that nobody's like ever done before. Bro, you go back and look at peak Ben whenever he was in the league. Bro.
Filthy. Filthy. Only quarterback in NFL history.
Underrated of all time.
Of course.
So good. And that's not
back-to-back 500-yard games, back-to-back 5 touchdown games. Like, stop playing with me, bro. You could not touch him. You could not touch him. I don't care who you were, what your team was. Fuck, his rookie year, the undefeated Eagles came to town. He knocked them off. The next week, the undefeated Patriots came to town. He knocked them off. Right. Finished 15-1 and lost to Golden Boy in the AFC Championship. Like, Ben is wildly disrespected.
wildly.
And it's because he plays for the greatest franchise in the history of sports in the world.
Yep.
I see you smirking over there, bro. What's up? What's up, bro?
It's like saying we made the playoffs this year because our conference was weak, man. Y'all had to play Joe Flacco, a team that went through 17 quarterbacks in 3 years,
Fuck your
and a
conference. Your
dude that was
division
28
was
years
weak.
old for Cincy.
Stop. You won your division with a losing record, bro.
Yeah, and I just said who you had to play. You played a team that went through 17 quarterbacks in 3 years. You played Joe Flacco, and you played a 28-year-old quarterback that was a rookie.
Who?
Freaking Nimwitz. Who'd Cincy draft the year? The 28-year-old. What was his name?
What are you talking about? When?
Yeah.
Before right after Andy.
Andy Dalton?
Before Andy Dalton.
Are you talking about who?
Are
we
you
had
having
to
a
play?
stroke? Are you going through alcohol withdrawal right now because you're drinking all this bubbly, bro? Because we don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Are we talking about 2022 or are we talking about like 2015?
Right? Bringing out the red
I'm
rifle.
talking about Ben. Ben didn't play in 2022. Barely. He was
Oh,
there.
we're on the. Okay, we're talking about Ben.
Yeah. Well,
we're talking about
bro,
your
you
division
just put
this
us in
year.
a time machine that we didn't even know we were in.
You guys had an easy division back then.
Stop it.
I think still probably like the most hard-nosed division at that time.
Yeah,
by far.
Please tell me the last time.
Besides
Actually, I want somebody to
Cleveland.
look it up. John, look it up because you're going to be our researcher because you're about the shits. When was the last time someone won the AFC North with a losing record? I actually genuinely want to know because I'm going to talk shit about it afterward, but I want to know. Has it happened in the last 30 years? 40 years?
2011, 2012, the Steelers made the playoffs, and I think they had a losing record that year. Not a losing record.
Was it? No, because they haven't had a losing record with Tomlin.
That was Tomlin, right? No. They were not. Yeah. They were 500, and they made the playoffs. I think it might have been a wild card.
Well, yeah, perfectly fine. But again, that implies that the division winner had a winning record. So
yeah, you're right.
What's up, John? Tell us when the last time the AFC North was the NFC South. Come on, I'm waiting for it.
I didn't say it was
going to click in my pen.
I'm just saying that you said that literally Big Ben had like competition then. He really didn't, as other offenses.
What? He went up against Brady and Manning his whole career.
I said division, buddy.
Okay.
The ones you play 6 times.
He had elite Joe Flacco, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he had Red Rifle. He
Joe
had Brandon
Flacco
Weeden.
had a defense,
were you talking about Brandon Weeden when you were talking about the 28-year-old rookie?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So again, we're not going to dog Cleveland because we have so many more episodes to do of this, and I'm going to dog Cleveland the entirety of it. However, while it's on the table, yeah, Cleveland's a joke of a franchise. All right, I could go play quarterback for them.
Sure.
And
then you can catch me at the massage parlor afterward. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, yeah, you're gonna be hanging out with Watson. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be a proven trainer, though.
Allegedly.
So to answer the question, will Mahomes have a better career than Brady?
Long story short,
not impossible.
No.
Right? I think that's the consensus. All right. What's next on this little agenda Beckles sent over?
All right, man.
Hurts MVP no matter what. Go ahead, Ian. Tell me the rationale behind this because this one had me do a little.
So, I mean, obviously Mahomes had a great game too, right? Like, I mean, he obviously led them to that last game-winning drive, plus a little ref help there too. But I mean, Jalen Hurts put that team on his back.
So you're talking. So when you say MVP, no matter what, you're talking about
Super Bowl. Of the Super Bowl, not the season, the Super Bowl in general, whether they win or lose. And I mean, they're not going to give a losing team player the MVP. It's not going to happen, right? But if there was a case for anybody to ever get that, I think Jalen Hurts had that last night. 3 rushing touchdowns, 1 throwing touchdown. He did what, 310 yards passing, something like that. Now he had that 1 fumble, right? I mean, that was a big fumble. That was a game-changing
fumble.
fumble.
Honestly, you could argue that's a 5th touchdown, just for the
Very
Chiefs.
true. No, very true. So he had 5 total touchdowns, 4 for his team, 1 for the Chiefs.
There you go.
But I mean, there's a case to be argued there where this could have been the first time that could have happened. Would it happen? No, because they're not going to do that. But
I think
why
it
is my
could
thumb up?
if he would have
See that?
actually
That
put
thumbs
the
up.
ball in his hands in the fourth quarter.
Bro, Zoom agrees with me. I didn't click that button. See my thumbs up there?
Yeah, see that.
That was the AI giving you the thumb. You know what, Ian? I
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
completely agree with you. I do. And I hadn't thought about it until actually right now, because when you sent that little agenda over to us earlier and I read that, I thought you were talking about for next season, there's no one conceivably that could get the MVP over him, which also is a conversation to be had. But
yeah,
it's a great point, because I mean, Mahomes got it last night. He had barely 180 yards through the air.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
Crushed
you could have made
my
a case
bet,
for
by the
Nick
way.
Bolton getting it too.
Yeah,
I wish he
crushed
would
my
have.
parlay.
Nick Bolton would have paid me $400.
I mean, he wouldn't have given you $400 himself, right? You had a bet.
Yeah.
Send that
You
Venmo.
bet on Nick Bolton winning the Super Bowl MVP.
So as soon as he had the touchdown from Jalen, he was like plus 8,000. I bet $5 to win 400.
Oh, okay.
And
so
then when Sanders fumbled that ball and Bolton picked it up, I was like, it's a wrap.
Wasn't a fumble.
Once it got overturned.
Actually, wasn't a fumble. Yeah,
Right.
Didn't
But if
complete
it was,
the catch.
Bolton was getting MVP.
Why don't I just give you my Venmo, and every time you want to throw money away, you just send it to me instead? I'll spend it better.
The free bet.
I said free bet. That's a free bet.
But yeah, Ian, no, I agree with you in all forms, because yes, super strong case for, even though he was on the losing side, Jalen could have been MVP, but also the world would have been on fire.
Oh my God!
If the Super Bowl MVP went to an individual on the losing team, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But at the same time, I don't know who else you could have given it to last night. You know?
Yeah.
Because not for nothing, the Chiefs came out. Go ahead.
Go for it. Go for it.
I was going to say, not for nothing, the Chiefs came out. They didn't turn the ball over in any capacity in the second half, whether it be by a turnover on downs, or a punt. They scored every time they had the ball. So, I mean, yeah, that's got to be on quarterback play, doesn't it?
I mean, he didn't make an error. That was the biggest thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He didn't make mistakes. Yeah. You know, in the fourth quarter, he wanted the ball. Hurts, they ran the ball.
Yep.
That's really what it comes down to. I mean, he wanted the ball. He put the ball in his hands. And when they did run, he ran it.
Put the city on his back.
Literally.
As soon as I saw that big run from him, I was like, that's a wrap.
Yeah.
That was a long down distance too, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's like 30. It's like a 30-yard run.
Whew.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hurts stat line: 27 for 38, 304 yards and 1 tutty, and 15 carries for 70 yards and 3 tutties.
Bro, that is.
I mean, that's where it's at. I mean, he is rushing, but I mean, just that fumble hurts him.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it definitely does.
Was that a pun? Hurts him.
I think it's crazy that they obviously convert so much, but how many times that team goes for it on fourth down, no matter where they're at, because that O line is just so good.
Yeah. Zero fucks given.
They get 4 yards every single. They could quarterback sneak down the field if they wanted to. Like, they didn't have to run any other plays. They can just quarterback sneak, Madden it down the field, just quarterback sneak.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Run a whole
it was like 4th and 4, 4th and 5 at one point, and they ran a quarterback draw. Like, bro, that takes cherries.
Mm-hmm.
That takes stones right there.
Big balls.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, did you guys see who got a Super Bowl ring on that team?
On the Chiefs?
Yeah.
Juju?
Melvin Gordon.
Yeah, I forgot Melvin Gordon was on the team. I saw it earlier.
Did he really?
I forgot he was on the
Gordon
team.
Got a ring.
Good for him. You know what? I say good for him. The AFC West journeyman himself.
Hope he didn't fumble it.
Wow. The disrespect. The disrespect.
Sean Payton.
I like it, John. Keep throwing them shots. I like Bubbly John.
Sean Payton.
Bubbly John's got bars.
Sean Payton was funny as can be though after the game because he's like, I need this team to be terrible. I need Ed Reed to retire, Andy Reid, because I need him
He's
out of
going
my.
nowhere.
Right.
Oh, he's not going anywhere. But Sean
Why
Payton
the
wants to
fuck would
tell
you?
him.
Bro, did you hear? I didn't even hear this until today because, like, after the Super Bowl, we were doing whatever. We had people over and that. I guess at some point during the ceremony or the trophy presentation, Terry Bradshaw told Andy Reid,
"Waddle
and
over
I
here."
quote, to waddle over.
I watched that.
That is my quarterback, bro.
That is so wild.
Ben, I love you. You are by far the best quarterback in the history of the Pittsburgh Steelers. But Terry Bradshaw got one up on you for that, dog.
Mhm.
He's gonna go hold you. You look that man dead in the face on national television after he just won the Super Bowl and said, "Waddle on over here." That is
You're a
fire.
big guy.
That is fire. What an absolute menace to society.
Dude. So
I don't see anything stopping the Eagles from doing it again though.
they
From
got a
getting
lot
back?
of reasons.
Getting back.
They have a lot of
Yeah, I
reasons.
heard.
Now, offensive
I heard.
wise, like I don't think. I mean, obviously AJ Brown, Devonta Smith are there. Hurts is there. I can't remember what their line or what part of their line is still there. I mean,
Does Jason
Kelsey's
retire?
old. Yeah,
You think he's done?
I don't
You think
know.
he's done? I
I
don't
think
know
he
either,
did.
bro. Like how you just gonna lose to your little brother and then quit?
Did you hear what
You
he
know
said
what I
when
mean? Like,
they hugged?
uh,
Jason gave him a hug and he goes, "Fuck you, congratulations."
that's awesome. That's wholesome right there. That's a wholesome brother moment.
And then after Travis was like getting all emotional crying about it. I mean, he's like, at the end of the day, it's family first. But yeah, I mean, it definitely puts it into perspective. Mama
Let's
there.
see. I have their free agents pulled up. So Fletcher
I
Cox.
think there's two on the offensive line.
Yeah, there's Kelsey. He's an unrestricted free agent, and I'm not really sure who. I can't remember who all their starters are. But there's a guard, Isaac Samalo, and then a tackle, Andre Dillard. I don't know if I'm not sure which one of those would start. But then they're just on defense. Fletcher Cox, Robert Quinn, Brandon Graham, Javon Hargrave, James Bradbury. Let's see.
All starters.
Donald Kong Su, Linval Joseph, Gardner Johnson, and those are I think those are the big names. Kaiser White. So I mean, at least 8 of those 9 are starters.
Yeah, that's your entire front seven.
Yeah, that's their entire
That's your
defense,
whole front
and that was.
seven.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they got their cap space is pretty good though. When I was looking at the 32.
Yeah,
I can tell you who's not going to be back. Josh Sills. That's the one that got indicted for that charge right before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he ain't coming back.
I don't know. I mean, you got to let.
Here.
It's a business, right? You got to let people walk.
Oh yeah,
Got to see how you draft.
He's either retiring or he's coming back.
He's coming back on a discount. Yeah, he's not going to another team. I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
Although there would absolutely be a market for him no matter his age, because what is he, 34, 35?
Yeah, he's not going.
He is 35.
Like that.
Yeah, I mean,
he's heralded as the best center in football, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It should be interesting. The good news is they're in the same division as Dallas, and Dallas chokes harder than Riley Reid, so you don't have to worry about it there.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And I mean, the Giants can't finish either.
Not. I wouldn't even say that. Like the Giants have been so bad for so long, and Dable, he won Coach of the Year for a reason.
Right?
They're young.
Also, I won the self-nominated Coach of the Year for Force Volleyball Rec League this year.
Hey.
Yes, we lost in the semifinals. I did not play a play. I don't know what it's called in volleyball. It's not a down.
Set.
It's a set.
It's a set match, whatever. I didn't play one hit. but I did coach the team to near completion.
So perfection.
No, perfection would have been winning the championship, but I got home early because they fucking lost. Yeah. So the last 2 weeks I went because it was the playoffs, right? And I hadn't been in a while. And last week I show up, and that is when I dubbed myself the coach. And I told them I would get them all Dairy Queen, but if they played badly, I told them they were getting dilly bars. So tonight, anytime we'd have a good play, they're getting blizzards. Anytime we had a bad play, they're getting dilly bars. And we fucking lost, so they ain't getting shit. Y'all can get a DQ cheeseburger. Y'all ever had a cheeseburger from DQ? Garbage, bro. Absolute garbage. And that's the way we played tonight. So, on to the next. New session starting soon. Coach Jimmy going to be on it. Carissa calls me Coach Daddy. Either one's fine. I'll answer to both. We coming out there and we getting the dub. We ain't worried. We ain't worried about it. All right, boys, what are we running down next? Call it out. What we got? We sticking with football? What's the play?
Well, I think we already talked about it once, but I think we can't move past the Super Bowl without talking about a little more. And it was the game deciding call at the end of the game that we already talked about a little bit, but we need to dive a little deeper into it.
I think that wasn't
circumference the season that was with how awful the refereeing was.
I think
probably
that
one of the worst
of the year, though. I mean, refereeing, I feel like for the whole year was terrible.
Awful.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it hasn't been this bad since replacement refs circa 2012.
I mean, I think that just puts a stamp on how the year was. I mean, really does. I mean, there was so many bad calls where it came down to PI holding, roughing the passer, hits the helmets,
the problem is they're calling these at like ginormous times of the game where they just need to let the players play the damn game. Like, what are we doing? In a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like millions of people watching this game. And you're going to decide a game. We're talking about playoffs. Playoff practice?
No, you're right, bro. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it was within that 5 yards. Like, it wasn't much of a hold whatsoever. They didn't call shit all game, right? And then now on a lob past the end zone, 10 yards deep, not even close to Juju, and they're gonna call that. Like, holy no, man! Like, and it robbed that game of probably being one of the best Super Bowls ever. Like,
it robbed that. Even a 30-second drive.
Yeah. Yep. They kick a field goal there. It gives the ball back in Jalen Hurts' hands, and it gets a little more exciting instead of us just watching the Chiefs just for the next 2 minutes kill the clock and then kick a field goal.
Also, not for nothing. The call was terrible, and it obviously dictated the outcome of the game. Shouts to Jerick McKinnon, bro. Homie could have had a touchdown in the motherfucking Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And sat his ass down at the 1 yard line.
Hey,
that's for you, sir.
R.I.P. Early.
Strong, the most selfless play that you could have made right there. I know. Listen, I ain't never been in that situation. I played football for 1 year in 6th grade, St. Bart's Bruins. What's up? Scored 1 touchdown. It was a 27 sweep, ironically enough, from 27 yards out. I don't care what game it is, bro. I'm getting my ass in that end zone. The fuck?
Right? I want that stat, man. We talking about
ask Todd Gurley how that worked out.
That is heads up football right there. Again, do I think it should have been the situation? No. Right. Truly don't. But I got to commend that. So that's my piece on it. I said it earlier. I'll say it again. My eyes, terrible call. Terrible call. You're inside the box or the allotment.
I think at that point they know that literally they're kicking a field goal there. Philly gets the ball back. They're going to go score. They're going for 2.
Well, they wouldn't have had to go for 2. It was tied at 35.
Right. Well,
35.
You're talking about if they scored a touchdown.
Yeah, they scored. Yeah.
Oh, Chiefs scored a touchdown?
Scored that. If McKinnon scored that touchdown.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, he scores there. Eagles go down, score 2 points. You know them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're winning that game. They ain't taking it overtime.
Could you imagine though, bro? Wow, we could play the what if real quick. So the Chiefs score, they make it 42-35. Hurts gets them down the field, gets them in the touchdown. It's 42-41. You really think Big Dick Nick is pulling out the 2-point conversion?
I really think they would.
I think he does.
Yeah, I really think he would.
Bro, you talking about? I said it earlier. You talking about cherries?
We got to think he would have had probably at least one time out there because they had to burn him. So Jalen maybe tries to draw off the line. If he doesn't, they call timeout and then rerun it again.
Plus, they get what the 2.
Yeah,
you get the 2. I mean, they're sneaking that thing in. Like
that is
they
just
didn't do anything
like,
else besides give it to Jalen Hurts. And
yeah, you're not, bro. You're not
City.
talking about like you're not talking about Texas A&M trying to knock off Bama for the season, or Iowa trying to knock off my Buckeyes or something like that. You're talking about the Super Bowl, cuz. Yeah. You think he's going to stand up like Stan Marsh in South Park, just carrying him around in a wheelbarrow? You think that would
wheelbarrow?
Bro,
wheelbarrow. That's how they got there.
I gotta call my boy Griffey up and ask him what he thinks. You know he's the Eagles fan.
That's how they got there.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. That's a big what if.
All I'm saying, I don't know. Hurts definitely don't have that arm. We saw that in that last throw of that game.
That was a duck,
bro. So I heard and I saw apparently when he threw that, he stepped on Kelsey's foot when he went to throw it, and it slipped off his foot, which caused him to throw that duck. Now that's all speculation, right? I mean, I don't have this in zoomed in pixelation slow motion. That's all I heard. My cousin actually told me that. So, and they were like, man, it had to be tipped or something, but it was like, yikes.
Made it to like the 30s.
I've thrown treats to my dog farther than that.
Yeah. Made it to lose at 30.
Yeah, that was rough. That was rough.
Come on, my boy.
Yeah, I mean, I think it comes down to, I mean, they got to start, doing something with this officiating. Like I said, there was way too many games during the season, way too many playoff games. I mean, people will say it because, I mean, the Chiefs had it pretty much through the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like when people say that, I think they're thinking a lot about how their game ended against the Bengals. Like,
right.
That was an appropriate call.
No, it's not.
It is what it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel bad because dude's knee turned into Swiss cheese on that play. But, like,
yeah.
You know the game's on the line. You know they're damn well out of field goal range. Why are you even coming near him? Why are you coming near him anywhere near the sideline?
Yeah.
Like, that was put a bow on it, put it underneath the fucking Christmas tree. Like, that was
100%.
Gift.
Take the game.
That was a
figure
gift.
it out.
Yeah.
And again, like Ian said, it's always maybe it's magnified because it's at pivotal points in the game, but it's not like there's 8 minutes left in the second quarter and they're calling a weird holding call. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're under 2 minutes with the Super Bowl.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, hats off to the Chiefs, great game. Hats off to the Eagles, great game.
Yeah.
But
go on either way.
It was so depressing to watch such a good football game. And the way it did in that fashion, in my opinion. I don't know. What do I know?
Yep.
My right AirPod stopped working, so now I'm looking naked over here. So.
I heard you kind of getting muted a little bit. I was like, oh, something's happened. But
yeah, it was a little fuzzy fuzz.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, either team could have won, but I think the Eagles just proved that they belonged in the Super Bowl. Everybody was giving them, and like saying they had the easiest road to the Super Bowl, this kind of stuff. But like, I mean, they were blowing teams all over the place, and they had,
yeah.
They faced before the Niners.
Giants.
Seahawks. It was Seahawks, Giants, right? Seahawks, then Giants.
No, they had
Giants. They had the bye.
Who did they play? Giants. Okay, you're right. Yeah, Seahawks.
It was Giants.
Seahawks played the
and
Niners,
then the Niners in the AFC Championship, and then their NFC Championship. Yeah,
right. So they had the Giants, who were like all young, first time in. Most likely going to beat them anyway, and then the Niners literally had no quarterback whatsoever. So,
I mean, they also didn't have a quarterback coming into that game, but shout out to Brock Purdy, did well
out there. Put CMC out there. All I'm saying is there was no receiver there, but he did throw that thing out there.
Let him slang it, boy.
He's got a cannon.
We could have a whole other conversation about that quarterback situation too.
I mean, that's pretty much what it comes down to if we're good on the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no,
I think. Go for it. No, go for it.
Nope. You let me go last time. It's your turn, Beckles. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to talk about something else, but if you want to talk, we want to talk about that situation, we can. I'm down.
I really want to get into. I want us to make our 8 division winner picks right now, and I want to see who has the most right because I'm competitive as shit, and you guys are my boys, so I love beating you.
I think we picked those, but let's pick these. Where are these main quarterbacks going?
All right, I like it. Who are we going with first?
Quarterback for agencies?
Rodgers.
Where's
he going?
Retirement home.
Dude, he talked about it. I'm telling you, he talked on the Pat McAfee show this before the Super Bowl this past Tuesday and was talking about it. I just watched this stupid holding call. It literally is at that point right now on the TV.
Mm-hmm.
Garbage.
He talked about it and he goes, you haven't really given a team or anything. He goes, have you contemplated, just giving it up? He goes, I kind of like golfing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out golf.
Not a golfer, can't relate, but dude, live your life. What is he, 38? He's had an okay career.
He got his money, that's for sure.
Okay, so let's come to this as a collective. If he plays football next year, over under 50% chance it's in Green Bay. I'm going under.
Zero.
Under.
Zero?
Sure.
Zero.
Yeah, zero.
Zero.
Johnny.
I have 2 teams and 2 teams only that he will play for next year.
Let me guess them.
Go ahead.
Ooh, Ian said Raiders. I like that. Go ahead, Ian. That's your first guess. What's your second one?
Raiders, and I mean, it's not off the track to say Bucks.
He won't go there.
All right, cool.
Is that your what is it called? Final. Your negative way of saying you want
happen? No. We can't. If we bring him there,
intentional skepticism.
I mean, we're kind of already forced and over our cap space from what we did to push people out for Brady moving their contracts out. We're to that point now. And Rodgers, he ain't unfortunately taking that discount double check for us.
Man, if there's one thing I've learned from watching the Pat McAfee show, it's that the salary cap is false. It doesn't exist. They can do whatever they want to get around that.
Right.
So if they want Rodgers, they're getting Rodgers.
He's got a lot. Rodgers got a lot of money though. I would say the Raiders would probably be. I would say about 70%.
Oh, so I don't even get the fucking guess.
Yeah, I'm saying 70%. There's one other team.
So okay, I know one's the Raiders, which I wasn't gonna say, but Ian said it and I liked it a lot. But no, fuck it, I'm not gonna say it. Jets or Colts? That's the 2 I'm going with.
It'd be the Jets.
I was gonna think Jets.
Jets or Colts. The Colts love renting old ass quarterbacks. Love it.
Who?
The Colts.
Oh yeah, but dude, I don't think he makes that mistake. I don't think he goes there.
Why not? Bad year for them, but above average offensive line on paper, right? Quentin Nelson, best guard in the league.
Why not go to the Jets?
Why would you go to the Jets?
That team is not bad.
Jets.
No, their defense is not bad. Their offense is kind of an atrocity. And again, it's probably because the Milf hunter's at the helm. And young, but
I think without a doubt he goes to the Raiders. So
he should have went to Denver last year when he had the chance. Thoughts?
I agree with that.
I think he goes to the Raiders. Gets out on that West Coast. I mean, who are they going to start at quarterback? They'll pay him whatever they want out there.
Yeah.
Stidham's a stud. Stidham threw up 35, baby.
Start him.
But yeah, I really think he goes to the Raiders. I think the second option, I mean, you could say the Colts maybe, but I think it's the Jets just because of the coach they brought in for him. His coach went there.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big point.
Yeah, but we were talking about it last year. Like, his wife is from Denver or some shit like that, or from wherever, bougie Colorado.
Vegas, the same thing, whatever.
Yeah, potato, tomato. It's only a 4-hour flight. No big deal.
Yeah. I mean, they'll probably
Yeah,
just
private
live there,
jet is
and he'll be in Vegas on the weekends.
Right. They got that private jet.
Hey.
Be good.
Yeah.
All right. So who's next?
Carr.
I could see. I don't know. It's tough. He could go anywhere. He could really go anywhere.
Carolina. My guess.
That's a good guess. That's a good guess.
I think it'd be a good fit. I think Derek Carr is extremely underrated.
I'm pulling for him. I want him.
I don't know what in the world Vegas was thinking when they were just like, "Yeah, you're not going to play here anymore."
Yeah, you're done.
We brought your
Devontae.
college roommate, arguably the best receiver in the NFL out here, and we don't want
Right.
you to throw to him anymore.
Like,
Go.
what did
Run
he do? That's what I want to know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what?
Yeah.
Just bend the owner's daughter over a railing? Like, what? Come on, bro.
Something. But yeah, I mean, I would love to have him in Tampa.
Also, you know what? Shout out to Derek Carr for not repping the Raiders at the Pro Bowl.
Right.
Which I love that they reimagined the games or whatever to get people to watch. Did you guys watch it? I did not.
I did.
Didn't watch any of it. I watched the
I
skills.
haven't watched the Pro Bowl since it stopped being meaningful. Like
I watched the
15 years
I watched
ago.
the flag football games, and then I watched a couple of the kick one.
Was it good? Was it entertaining?
Flag
Did you
football was actually really good.
found yourself like being like into it?
Yeah, because they ran it as 3 games, and each was like 6 points, whoever won it. But they had 3 starting quarterbacks, and each starting quarterback got a game.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, so they ran in sets. Derek Carr obviously got the last game, the third set, because obviously they were there.
Right. Right.
But no, it was a good. I mean, it was good to watch. I mean, it was good on the receiving side, good on the defending side.
Yeah.
They had Diggs on Diggs. That was pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Didn't Diggs pick off Diggs or something like that?
Yeah, he threw him a pick.
That's what's up.
But yeah, no, it wasn't bad. I mean, better than a normal Pro Bowl, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, when
the big guys out of it, the big guys kind of just there to have fun and do their things. They have to go out there and block people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those were the main.
That's why, that's why I enjoy the MLB All-Star Game so much because it still decides like the home team for the World Series.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. I had a conversation with somebody else the other day.
But I don't know really where you could go with that anyway. You know what I mean?
Well, it used to be like whoever won the Pro Bowl, I'm pretty sure got to like got to call the coin toss or something like that at the Super Bowl.
Gotcha.
It used to actually matter and have merit. I don't know if that was the exact thing, but I know there was some sort of stipulation or some sort of meaningful outcome, right?
Right.
And in the last 5-7 years, it was basically flag football anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
It's cool that they reimagined it. Apparently, viewership was up and everything like that. So
yeah, because
good on the
they
NFL.
mixed a lot of things in. So like during commercials, instead of commercials, it was like the kick stuff, and then in between like the game, they had different events that were either pre-recorded or live.
Okay.
So like they had the kick one, where Justin Tucker overkicked all the tic-tac-toe board twice.
Good for him. Big boy leg. Best kicker ever.
Monster.
Yeah, Peyton Manning had to be like, Justin.
Only Raven I had.
The board's down here. The board's down here, Tucker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But no, it was good. It was good having, who doesn't like the Manning brothers, when they're commentating together.
Of course.
So yeah, that was good. I think it was Ray Lewis. I forget the other defensive coach, who it was, but Ray Lewis was one of them, and I forget the other one.
The double homie demon.
Yeah. So yeah. Good old Reed's getting ready to waddle over.
waddle.
But no, it wasn't bad. But yeah, I mean, Carolina's not a bad fit. I mean, I would love to see him in Tampa. I just don't think. I think we're gonna have to just say F it and rebuild and go around Trask.
He could be a Colt.
He could be a Colt. I mean, they
could be a Colt.
They love.
I think anybody could be a Colt.
They love
like Ian, you're 6'5", you could be a Colt.
Right.
I'm on it, bro. Slap me like $2 million, we're good. I don't need anything else. We're good.
Yeah. JT,
you ball. Yeah, right.
Yo, John, we can get Brooks out there.
Brooks
is big as shit.
Yeah.
We ran the ball 30 times. You haven't thrown the ball once.
Right.
All-star running back, man. We talking about trying to get you yards. I'll check down to you if you want. It's fine.
There's a couple spots. I mean, he realistically could go. But I mean, he could even. I mean, the Jets are gonna have to go get somebody. White ain't the answer. Melf Hunter definitely is.
Yeah, I think no. still a small sample size, but I think you've seen enough of Mike White to know he's not your quarterback.
Right.
But that's the thing is like as the Jets organization, do you want to try and draft another guy or do you want to go pay somebody? I think
they have to
you got to
pay
go pay
someone
somebody.
because I
You
mean
have
they
to pay
drafted
somebody.
too. You know what I mean? Those are both drafted players.
Mhm.
There's no like just in this draft. There's no like, oh, this guy's gonna be a franchise quarterback. Like
Right.
there's some that have kind of last year. Like there's some that have sparks, but like there's no guaranteed like this guy's gonna be a stud.
Right.
And it might sound crazy. I mean, it's obviously going to depend on a bunch of variables, with what Tua does, but he might go to Miami.
I was waiting for you to bring up Lamar before I said that.
The what?
I was waiting to talk about Miami until you brought up Lamar. I don't think
Oh,
Lamar's
yeah.
going to be in Baltimore next year.
No, he's 100%.
Bro, Baltimore is an absolute shit show.
They're in shambles.
What is
dire straits?
So crazy.
Shambles.
Yeah. Why are you not paying?
He was in the Pro Bowl. How is that possible?
Tyler Huntley was in the Pro Bowl.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like when your substitute teacher needs a substitute teacher.
Hey, Josh Allen said he wants to go play at Pebble Beach, so we need somebody. Who we got?
Right.
I know this guy Huntley can play.
Didn't he say he was hurt for the Pro Bowl and then he went golfing? Was that him?
Yeah, he played it.
Right.
He played in the Pebble Beach Pro-Am.
Absolutely, man. I'd do the same thing.
Legend.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess that's a perfect segue to Lamar, right, McCoy?
Yeah, I mean, he's not
Is he
going.
next on your list because he is now.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, perfect.
I mean, he's not going back.
Dude, Miami.
They didn't tag him yet, right? Did they tag him yet?
Mm-mm.
No, they said
Don't be surprised if
they said they're
$100
million off in contract talks. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but if you tag him, you tag him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
you gotta play there anyway.
I mean, let's be real. I mean, Miami wouldn't be a bad fit.
I think he was smart not coming back at all in the season, though, even in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, why would you?
Yeah, you were probably good for at least 2 or 3 weeks.
Yep.
And again, like you said, why would you? You're in the middle of a contract negotiation. All you did was prove to the franchise that they can't win without you.
Right.
As mediocre as I think you are, not as a football player. I think he's a fantastic football player. I don't think he's a pocket passer. I don't think you've seen him be a pocket passer, right? But the guy can win you games. That's what he does. I mean, shit, he won me the fantasy championship 2 years in a row. Should I show the trophy again, or did you guys get that already? You guys want to see it?
No, man, I don't know if you knew, but I ordered that to your house.
Do it for the audience. Yeah, I know you got the address right and everything. So just one more time, get it in there. There you go. Take a screenshot.
That screwdriver working on that football up there, man.
Yeah, I know that's a little bit difficult. I don't have a wrench. Doesn't matter. Whatever.
But yeah,
it's real good sitting beside me here next year.
I mean, he goes somewhere. I mean, are they drafting someone, or are they going to get one of these guys?
Again, like talk about the draft real quick. Isn't Will Levis from Kentucky? He's the biggest QB prospect, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think Stroud after that game it kind of bumped its way up, but like as far as like, I think just like your standard, like stereotypical QB, Levis.
Right. I mean, as an Ohio State fan, obviously I want to see every Buckeye do well in the NFL, unless they end up in Cleveland or Cincinnati. But
that's right.
You look at Ohio State quarterbacks throughout history, man. Like Justin Fields is doing the best he can, and just an awful situation.
They talked about not tagging him.
Who, Justin?
Mm-hmm.
He shouldn't. He's not out of contract yet, is he? Was this his fourth year?
No, but they're talking about. They were talking about trading him away.
Yeah.
No, this was his. He wasn't a rookie last year, right? This is his third year.
But you also, I mean, you got.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Levis is obviously the best for a QB pocket person, but I mean, Stroud's there. Bryce Young's there.
Did he declare?
Yeah. You got Hooker. Hooker's not bad. I mean,
big leg injury.
Yeah.
It's a big part of his game.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
John, you're frozen.
Am I?
I can hear you, but your image is frozen, at least for me. That's a great one too. I'm taking a screenshot.
Oh yeah, that's a beauty. That's
That is
perfect.
a beaut, boys.
Hey, this might be
Oh,
a
look
good
at that.
time. Let's take a quick 5-minute break. I'm gonna go take a leak, and then John can figure out his whole camera issue.
There you go. Reconnect to the Wi-Fi, Johnny Cakes. I need a beer anyway.
Yep, same.
Can we pause the recording? Is that a thing?
Yeah, yep.
Oh, tight. Yeah, pause the recording.
Perfect.
Pausing it now. All right, welcome back. Quick little break. We're all refreshed.
again.
McCoy's face isn't frozen. All right, now this is recording off my screen. McCoy is below me. Jimmy's beside me. A little switch up. It's all right.
I'm Jimmy.
He's Jimmy. It says James, but it's Jimmy.
Yeah, James is my government name.
Correct.
But it's all right. You can call me Lit. Whatever.
And it says
All right.
Jonathan, but it's definitely John.
What are we doing? We wrapping up the quarterback carousel, and then we're going with our division winner predictions.
Yeah, so we're pretty
Yep.
much good on Lamar. He's going to Miami, you know.
Yeah, I don't
Baltimore
really see it being
Shambles.
anywhere else. I don't.
Spoiler alert for my division winners for next season for AFC North. Ain't gonna be Ravens.
Dang.
All right. So what's up, Johnny? Who's next?
We got Jimmy G going everywhere but where his head coach said he's not going, and that's San Francisco.
Such a
Yes,
great
nobody goes
name.
back to San Francisco.
Dude,
Garoppolo.
you talk about railing, bending over to the owner's daughter. Jimmy G had to do that to Shanahan.
They do not like him out there.
No,
They
He's
do
done
not.
nothing but like win them games and manage games for them, and they just don't want him.
Yeah.
Did you know he was eligible to literally be on the
Why,
field
what's wrong?
as the backup against Philly?
They said, "Nah, you're good." You
Yeah,
just
Josh
done this.
Johnson.
Yeah, he's basically his first name is Josh. So
Yeah.
like, he can probably harness some Josh Allen stuff, right?
Yeah. They literally says, no, we're good. You don't have to come to the game. He probably
Detroit just scored again, by the way.
today.
Yeah, I saw that.
He
Mhm.
probably loved every second of that game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? They've hoed you for 3 years, 2 years.
Right. I mean, where's he go?
Be a lot of teams out there that would be foolish not to take him. Where do I think he goes? I mean,
I think I've said this already for everybody. Go ahead, Jimmy. I'll wait.
I'm gonna throw a curveball. Say he goes to Seattle.
You don't
Stay in the
think
division and
you don't
make
think
him
they're-
feel it.
You don't think they're going to just stick with Geno?
I think they'd be foolish not to. But during the break,
Right.
Ian and I were talking about Geno. Geno's a UFA too. So I don't know. I mean,
Stuff.
I think Seattle played above their weight class all season. I think they outperformed what a lot of people, myself included, thought that they were going to do.
Absolutely.
I think. So let me put a caveat to it. If Geno walks, or if Seattle walks from Geno, I think Jimmy G going to Seattle would just be savage.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to see. So that's what I'm going with. I'm going with Seattle. Write it down. Jimmy said Seattle.
I like it. I think everybody's going here, but out of everybody that we talked about already, I think he fits Colts. Out of everybody, I think he fits like the Colts MO like to a T.
Right.
Yeah. I said Derek Carr is going to the Colts. I said somebody else is going to the Colts. So one of these people are going to the freaking Colts, and I'm going to be right on one of them.
You're going to get it right somewhere.
One of them are going to the Colts.
Nah, Baker's
But-
going there.
The Colts just call up Curtis Painter like, "Hey, what you doing, bro?"
Right. But I mean, I think he just kind of. I mean, like the Colts. Besides, obviously Peyton Manning, who's, I mean, a unicorn in this scenario. Like they've always kind of had, I guess Andrew Luck too, but he retired really early. Like most quarterbacks they have are like just you're in the pocket, like quarterback. There's not like they haven't had like besides Andrew Luck, obviously. Like everybody they've had have just been this quarterback that manages a game.
You're telling me Sam Ellinger isn't?
Bro, he could be. He could be. They didn't really give him a chance, but he could be. I don't know, man. I think this was a really weird year for the Colts. Like on paper, they probably had one of the best teams in the league on paper. Like their defense was stacked. Their offensive line, like we said, one of the best. I mean, Jonathan Taylor came off of like a phenomenal year. I don't know,
flash in the pan.
But I think Colts.
The only problem is,
I mean, going into the season, did you say to yourself like the Colts are going to win the AFC South? Because I didn't.
Sounds like that's who he's taking next year.
It does.
I mean, they're getting one of the quarterbacks he's sending them.
They don't have a coach or a quarterback. And Ian's like, yeah, the Colts are going to win the AFC.
Hell yeah!
Fuck the division. They're winning the
Super
conference.
Bowl. Super Bowl. But I mean, out of the South, we'll talk about that.
I mean,
as far as year besides the Titans,
it's all going to come down to a bunch of movement. Obviously, it's whoever makes the first move. I mean, Rodgers goes to the Raiders. That happens, right? I mean, the Jets are going to go get somebody. They're not. There's no way they're not. They're not drafting somebody.
Right.
I mean, they're going to go get some more line and draft, and they're going to go get a quarterback that has some kind of experience.
Yeah.
Someone's got to draft a quarterback, though, right?
Yeah, I think they're linked. They're linked to
Panthers.
Levis. I think they're linked to
The
Will Levis. I'm pretty
Falcons.
sure.
Everyone in the Buccaneers division is going to draft a quarterback.
I think, including the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
I think the Falcons are going to ride that Desmond Ritter wave until.
I don't know. I think they might ride. I don't think they're going to draft one early, but I think they're going to go draft one.
He made it rain on y'all. He opened up the skies on Tampa, bro.
Who didn't?
Fair enough.
It was a Brock Purdy coming out party.
Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
He sure the fuck did.
Yeah. I mean,
he had Skip Bayless in his feelings, boy. Skip Bayless thought they were getting a 6th ring, and then Dak threw one touchdown and like 17 yards against the Niners.
I mean,
I'm being funny.
It's Skip Bayless' own fault for thinking that.
That's what it comes down to. I mean, if Rodgers goes there, I mean, if he goes to the Raiders, if he doesn't go to the Raiders, I think that's where Jimmy G goes.
So you think the Raiders move dependent upon their accessibility to Rodgers?
Correct. And I think Jimmy G goes to the Jets. If not, that team, whether you say it or not, that team is already. I mean, they got the pieces. I mean, they don't have a ton
stellar defense.
They don't have a ton of pieces on offense. I mean, they got some good receivers. Nothing great. I mean, Wilson's there; he's going to be better. Running back, they got to figure it out, obviously. But if Robinson's healthy,
we're going to see a wave where both New York football teams are relevant again.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you got
for sure.
Brees coming back.
Brees is still going to miss some time, bro.
But I mean, you also still got Robinson and Carter. Carter's probably getting dealt. I mean,
yeah.
We can play the running back carousel all day, but I got to go to bed eventually. You know what I mean?
Right. But that's what I'm saying. So
there's going to be a ton of moves.
I think Jimmy G goes to New York.
All right.
Okay. Fair enough.
But yeah,
we got any more quarterbacks, or we done?
This is who I think the Colts, Ian. Just so you know, it's going to be Baker Mayfield. So don't take the Colts.
Gross.
I forgot all about Baker. Baker's going to get paid somewhere. He came in.
Yeah, he's going to go somewhere. I'm not saying he's going to. He might. I mean, he's got a percentage to start. I don't see it happening, but he's going to go somewhere and compete with somebody.
I mean, if you can take such a dogwater franchise as the Cleveland Browns to the playoffs, beat your biggest rival in their stadium in the playoffs without your head coach because he had the Rona.
Right.
I mean, I hate him. I hate him not only because he was a Cleveland Brown, but like you guys know, I'm an Ohio State fan, and he planted the flag at the shoe at the 50-yard line. Okay, stop. It was turf, bro. It's not going in there. You're an idiot. Someone will pay him. Probably
Yeah.
too much.
And that's
Yeah,
why I
yeah.
said, I mean, he might go somewhere, and like I said, he's going to compete.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right, let's do these divisions. I've been waiting for this all night. I'm super excited
Yep.
for it. Thoughts?
Let's hit divisions, and then we'll move on
Peterson just had a
to
second SOG, cash money.
To a
hey,
different sport.
yeah, hit the division, then we'll move on to what's coming up.
All right. Who's first?
What, divisions first, or who's going first for divisions?
Who's going first for the divisions?
What do you think? We want to go,
Or
like,
do we
per
want to
division?
do one division at a time?
We'll do one division at a time.
All right, go ahead, John. You call it. What division?
We'll go AFC down. We'll go AFC East.
AFC East?
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead. Who you got? One answer.
I mean, yeah, it's the Jets.
You don't even know who their quarterback is, bro. You named 6 different quarterbacks for the Jets. Are you being serious right now, or are you being funny? You think the Jets are going to win the AFC East?
No, I don't think the Jets are going to win the
Oh
AFC.
my god, bro! I thought you were having a stroke. I was like, you need to get back on the wagon.
Bro, I had it written down, man.
I mean, they're
change your
there.
answer?
They're there, but I don't see them. I mean, they're a wild card team.
Bro, it's Buffalo.
Yeah,
It's Buffalo, and it's not even close.
Yeah.
I think we're all in agreement there. It's Buffalo.
Yeah, we spent way too much time on that.
we all have the same answer.
It's Buffalo.
All right, next division. Easy
Lead it
enough.
off, Jimmy. Go ahead, because with your AFC North, buddy.
We're going east to north.
I'm just going down the line of it. Yeah.
So yeah, obviously, I always want and expect the Steelers to win the AFC North. But again, I alluded to it earlier. Ian, we're not going to win the AFC North until we have a quarterback, bro. Right now, as much as it pains me to say, this is Joe Burrow's division. And even though we beat them the first week of the season last year, I don't see Cincinnati not winning the division in 2023. So I got to go with Cincinnati. It sucks out loud. But Cleveland is Cleveland. Baltimore is going to fall off, whether Lamar's there or not. None of us think he will be. He may be. I don't think so. Tyler Huntley's not going to take him to the promised land. And no, we spent $100 million on a defense that can't stop the run. So
without TJ,
I have no reason rationally, because again, I said we're in a competition for this. I want to have the most right. I don't see the Bengals not winning the AFC North. I can see the Steelers getting a wild card. I don't see us winning the division.
Who's next? Me?
Yeah, well, I already see your answer in the note, but go ahead and tell the people. Big surprise. Big
I'm
reveal
going
coming,
with it,
everybody.
man. I'm going with it. As Jimmy alluded to, we disagree on a quarterback situation. But I mean,
Heavily.
Heavily. There's not much we disagree on. This is absolutely something we disagree on. But man, down the stretch, I mean, they were winning games. Obviously, it was against the easier part of their schedule, but our biggest issue right now is coordinator. I get why they didn't switch it up, especially with the rookie quarterback. But I mean, I think they pull it together, and whether they win or lose, I think they're going to win, obviously, because I want these points. But they make it tight. I think they can take it if they can get that defense together, and TJ stays healthy. And they got a shot. I'm taking the Steelers.
Yeah,
sure.
TJ being healthy is the tipping point, right?
Huge caveat. And then when
He
JJ's
will
playing
actually
with him
win
next
games
year,
for you. Yeah.
and when JJ's in a line with him next year, the Watt trifecta, game over.
You think he's coming out of retirement? Derek Watt's going to just transition to a nose tackle.
Let's go, baby.
All right,
Watt
John, you're the
trifecta.
only one that doesn't have bias in this division. Who you got?
So I mean, I'm gonna take him. I mean, you guys are gonna hate it. I think the Browns win this division, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Cancel the whole podcast. We're done. We're
tell you
done.
why.
First and last episode, bro.
So he's got Jets and he's got Browns.
No.
Jesus
I'll tell
Christ.
you why.
Oh my God. Please rationalize this.
Whether you hate it or not, the Browns are going to have a better record than the Steelers next year. Since he's got a tough schedule, they got to play the Bills next year. They got to play the Chiefs next year. They got to play the 49ers next year. And they play what is it?
They beat the Chiefs in the regular season. No one knows what would have happened against the Bills. You know what I mean? It's not like since he can't ball. Since he lost us the first game of the season.
They got a lot harder schedule and they got to go to Kansas City. They got to go to the 49ers. I'm just saying.
Burrowhead.
Browns, dude.
Right.
We saw how Burrowhead
Browns.
worked out.
All right, so John just gave us a free point. Next, sweet. What's the next division? We going south or we going west?
South.
All right, yeah, because the west is pretty
All over the
easy.
compass, bro.
John, I want to hear your thoughts on the South because that was the coldest take of all time when you said the Browns are going to the North. So go ahead.
You can hate on it, dude. You can't even disagree on your quarterback.
No, yeah, but you know the one thing I can't agree on: the Browns ain't gonna win the motherfucking AFC North, homie.
Damn right.
We'll be seeing.
Let's go. Who you got for the South?
I mean Jacksonville.
Okay.
I mean the ball, baby.
Beckles. Who you got, E?
Yeah, I'm going Jacksonville too.
That's who I have
With
written
it
down
at the
as
end of
well.
the season. Yeah. Yep.
There's again no reason not to. Trevor Lawrence took a massive step forward this year.
Oh yeah.
Massive.
I'm glad that the kid can ball. Also, it was still a fumble in that playoff game against Clemson that they called not a fumble. So I'm still mad about that, but that's not Trevor Lawrence's fault. He's not the ref. Yeah, Jacksonville, I think that's their division to lose for years to come. I think Tennessee is extremely mismanaging their offensive talent. Never should let AJ Brown go. I understand cap space and everything like that, but they're on the decline. What were they, like 8-3 or 9-3, and they finished 9-7, something like that? Limped into the playoffs, and it showed. So yeah, that's the Jags division to lose. So
For sure.
looks like, I mean, unless John gets all horned up about Aaron Rodgers here in the West, I think we're going to have 3 exact matches for the AFC, boys.
Yeah,
So-
I mean the Chargers aren't doing it.
Yeah, no, I'll be the first to admit, I said it earlier on the podcast tonight, I didn't think the Chiefs were going to win the West this year. I was completely wrong, and no one is going to challenge them next year, just like no one challenged them this year. So I'm going with the Chiefs again. They're going to win the AFC West until Patrick Mahomes retires, and maybe even longer.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see anybody. Yeah. I mean,
the
hard to see
the Chargers can go and win 10 games maybe, but that's about it.
Yeah, maybe. And then again, you're going to be up, what was it, 20, 21, 24, nothing against the Jags? 28, nothing? Something egregious.
24-0, yeah.
Yeah, I don't care if you win 17 games in the regular season, bro. If you can't do it in the playoffs.
Right. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, I don't see anybody challenging the Chiefs. I mean, I think that division next year is going to be a lot closer than it was this year. But I don't see the Chiefs losing it.
I mean,
I just can't. The only team that I see them competing with is the Chargers, because I mean, literally Herbert had nobody to throw to this year with Williams and Allen out for a majority of the season. But like, their defense is supposed to be a lot better than it actually showed this year too.
Yeah.
But
don't forget, dude. I mean, if the Broncos would have averaged 17 points a game on offense, they would have been 13-4 or 12-5. It was something crazy like that. So
yeah,
if they can figure it out on offense, they can contend. I don't. Was there ever a bigger exposure in the history of the NFL than Russell Wilson going to the Broncos this year?
He did throw more
I don't think
touchdowns
so,
in
man.
bathrooms.
Yeah, it took him 16 weeks.
Yeah.
right.
All I'm saying, if you're a season ticket holder for the Chiefs, you got some games next year.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. Talk to me. Who they got? Who's coming to
they got
town?
the Eagles, Bengals, and Bills
All at home.
all at home.
Oh, that's NFL favoritism right there, boys.
Right. And then obviously the Dolphins, the Lions, and Bears are the other ones that aren't division. But dude,
They're gonna lose to the Lions.
Bengals and Eagles. And then their away ones are the Patriots, Jets, Packers, Vikings.
Oh my God.
Ripped.
So who are you picking? You picking the Raiders, John, for the AFC West?
No, Rodgers can go there and literally they could go pick up 14 other people. I'm not taking the Raiders. No. I mean the Chiefs,
right?
the Chiefs could win 10 games and still win the division.
I agree. I agree.
Because I mean,
all right, to
the Chargers next year.
To the NFC.
The East, I mean,
wait. Oh yeah, we're starting with start with the East.
It's gonna come down to, I mean, like I said, their free agency really.
Yeah.
But I mean, they can't. There's no way they lose that.
I think it's going to be the most competitive division in football next year.
For sure.
Kind of was this year. I mean, even
I mean, they were all 500.
Commanders, whatever.
They're all 500.
Whoa,
right?
Whoa. Commanders. Easy.
Come on,
Commanders, sorry.
Well,
Washington football team, WFT.
Oh, yeah, WFT.
I need to buy some more Jordans, bro.
Yeah, it's Philly. Philly for me. I don't think anybody's getting past the Eagles. Too good.
Yeah. I think even if they sign half those players, I mean, they're
too good.
Yeah.
Who you got back?
I think I gotta switch it up. I can take the Eagles too.
Whoa.
We're all gonna be the same.
We calling audibles?
We all gotta be the same here. Hold on, let me look at these other divisions real quick and see if I want to switch it up now or later. Because I got another one that could possibly.
It ain't no problem if we're all right. We know ball.
Bro, I mean, I agree. I don't think I'm gonna get past the Eagles, but I mean, we've seen some Super Bowl hangovers that were awful, aka the Rams. Do I think the Eagles and the Rams are on the same pillar? No. I'm gonna throw a wrench. I'm gonna go Giants.
Bold statement.
I'm gonna go Giants.
I think with Danny Dimes.
With Danny Dimes, I think he showed a lot more this year with Dayball, being he was the quarterback coach for the Bills. You saw what Josh Allen did when he was there, obviously, and it's Josh Allen. We're talking Josh Allen versus Danny Dimes, right? But I mean, there's one constant there, and it's their head coach.
Similar play style. Yep. Different arm capabilities, but similar.
Different arm capabilities.
Both can run the rock.
But you still got Saquon. They need to get receivers. But you still got Saquon, and he is a beast. He showed it this year for sure. So we're going Giants.
That is a hot take, Ian.
Hot take.
Did you have the Eagles?
Did I have the Eagles?
Yeah.
I was debating between Giants. I was debating between Giants and Eagles. Cowboys ain't going to do it. Because they just like it. They love the choke.
But at the end of the day, I mean, the Cowboys could be a team to win the division, and they're going to lose in the first round.
Right. And the Commanders just aren't there yet.
We got the North.
McCoy, you took Eagles?
Yeah.
I missed your first part.
I want to go last for the NFC North.
Okay. I'll go first, Detroit.
I should have went first.
That's exactly where I was going to.
Yeah. There's no reason in my mind, like, the Vikings had a great regular season. They're not going 11-0 in one-score games next year like they did this year. Huge compliment.
So many games that came down to the wire and they should have lost.
Jetta just getting up for that ball in Buffalo, bro. Like, what?
But I mean,
disgusting.
At the end of the day, I mean, the reason I wanted to, I got to think Hawkinson's coming back, play a full year with him. They're gonna meld up a little better. I mean,
the Viking offense is gonna be great, but their defense just gets exposed, bro. gets exposed. And
Yeah.
honestly, if you can take Jetta out the game, it's not like TJ Hawkinson's Travis Kelce. He's a great tight end, but he's not taking the top off.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if you can double him on the two, effectively non-existent this season, I don't know. I think I think Detroit wins the division by a game or two, and Minnesota gets in the playoffs with a wild card spot. But Green Bay, with or without Rodgers, not going to be there. And Chicago, God bless them, they got a long way to go. They got a long way to go before Ditka starts doing the Super Bowl shuffle again.
Thanks for that second rounder for Chase Claypool.
Appreciate it. Big dub. Big
dubs.
Well, we got
Essentially a
33rd
first
pick in
round.
the draft because of that.
What do you say, McCoy?
Who are you going with?
For the North?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Detroit.
Okay. I mean, once again, they kind of teed it up already for next year. It's kind of crazy. You look at these guys' schedules, and they got some tough. They're playing the playoff teams. It's kind of wild. The playoff teams are playing the playoff teams next year.
Got to beat them.
They got to play. They got to play. KC. They got to play Philly.
Got to beat them.
They're not getting through them too alone. Yeah, Detroit. Chicago ain't doing shit.
Nah.
Justin Fields can rush for 400 yards a game, and they're still not winning that division. Yeah, let's bring it to this wonderful little South.
Here you go. Let me hear it. Go ahead.
Last for you, buddy.
Bro. Oh, you'll go last? All right, cool. The NFC South is probably the most difficult division for me to predict.
This division reminds me of
you're all just so terrible.
It reminds me of the East 5 years ago.
Yeah, or like the NFC West when Beastquake happened, when they were 7-9 and they just dookied on the Saints in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Going Carolina. Carolina. I don't hate on the Buccaneers, right? I hate Tom Brady, but he's gone from the Buccaneers, which just made you guys exponentially worse.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta still a few years away. Like we said, we don't know the quarterback situation. I personally think they're going to ride Ritter until they figure out that it either works or it doesn't. The Saints are basically the Aints again. I don't really see anything happening there. So Carolina's probably got the most formidable defense in that division. No disrespect to Tampa Bay, pretty good defense down there, but yeah, I mean, they were winning games with an XFL quarterback, bro. Like,
not wrong.
They can ball. So I'm going Carolina. Beckles?
Yeah, man. What a bad division right now.
Just a shit show, isn't it?
So bad. There's like nobody. Yeah. I mean, no one has a quarterback besides the Falcons, and it's Desmond Ritter.
Right.
Why you not trust like that, bro? He's still there.
Yeah, all right, cool, bro.
Is Josh Freeman still available? You can bring him back.
Nah, bro. He's still doing lines at Mons Venus down there.
Oh man. This is a tough one. I think I'm going Saints. I'm going to go Saints.
Yeah?
I'm going to go Saints.
What's your rationale?
Gut. I don't have a whole lot of rationale.
My tum said so.
I like your rationale for the Panthers because I'm with you. Like I mean, like you said, they were winning games with an XFL quarterback. They had a wide receiver play quarterback at one point last year, right? Or was that the year before?
I think it was last year season.
The Panthers. They had a wide receiver playing quarterback in one game.
Yeah.
I just think the Saints. I think the Saints can figure it out. I mean, they got a stud rookie wide receiver who's not going to be rookie anymore. Obviously, you still have Kamara. Taysom Hill will somehow just randomly win you a game because of some crazy play that happens like 3 times a year. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going Saints. Ain't changing it.
Ain't changing it.
Actually, who I was on, to be honest with you, was the Saints. That probably take the division. Mainly because
Yeah.
I think they might go after a quarterback as well.
That's the only reason why I took them.
They got a team. They're not terrible. They don't play anyone next year. I mean that's
Yeah, they have 6 games against the NFC South.
Yeah, I mean the Bucks got a tough schedule just because once again the playoff teams all have tough schedules next year. So they literally
Yeah, that's always how it goes. You know that, right? Like,
yeah,
if you finish first in your division, you play all the other first place teams in their divisions from your respective conference.
yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So they're gonna have a tough schedule next year. You know, I think the Saints gonna Carolina just makes. I don't see them. I see them sitting right where they're at right now. I see everyone kind of sitting there, but I think the Saints will finish probably at 9 wins.
Do we think the NFC South champion has a winning record next year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 9-8 or like
9
12-5?
9 or 10.
9-8.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, nothing crazy, but yeah, definitely.
Okay.
You got
So you
the
going with?
huh?
You going Saints too?
Yeah.
God damn it! I was gonna go Bucks because I didn't go Bucks because you were gonna go Bucks.
No, no,
Ian, why don't you go first on this one, bro? You go first on the last division.
Big bets. Niners. Niners. I mean, regardless of who you have a quarterback, regardless of who you have a quarterback, I mean, that offense, the scheme is just insane. Everybody's open all the time. You have CMC, you have Debo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Kittle. Like, there's nobody that you can't throw it to, and they're always going to be open. And then the defense is just the defense. Like, their defense is so good. I mean, it's so good. So, I mean,
Player of the Year, Bosa. Fred Wagner's basically Patrick Willis reincarnate. Like, yeah, I'm Niners too. Go ahead, type it in. It's not even close. Again, I think you'll see a wild card team out of that division, but San Francisco's gonna win that with ease. They didn't lose when Christian McCaffrey got on the team.
No,
until you found the Eagles in the quarterback or Eagles in the playoffs without a quarterback.
There's no way to lose that division.
No,
but it's like a fantasy draft. It's like,
all right, so it looks like I'm going to go 8-0, and you guys are just going to be wrong a couple times, huh?
So, I mean, depending on what you guys want to do, I mean, we got it pretty close. I mean, we can pick the 2 wild cards if you guys want.
There's 3 wild cards.
Or 3, 1 bye, yeah.
You know what? I'm down with it. Let's do it. Run it up, E. Create a wild card section. That's an interesting little wrinkle there, Johnny. I like it. I like it. What are we doing, one at a time? Or are we doing just name your 3 from the AFC, name your 3 from the NFC?
Yeah, just do AFC.
Okay.
Sean Payton can't have a losing season, right?
I don't know, man.
Broncos might be a big surprise next year, bro.
That defense is good.
Very good defense. And Sean Payton's an offensive-minded coach. See what happens, but
Tough.
Yeah, Russell's head up his ass. That's what needs to happen.
Yep.
And maybe they'll do something.
John, you're talking
They
like
got
there's
an
going to be
offense.
2 wild cards. You're talking like there's going to be 3 AFC West playoff teams, bro.
Hmm?
You're talking like there's going to be 3 AFC West playoff teams right now. No?
Mm-mm.
All right, I'll go first. What am I naming? All 3 for the AFC or just
Yeah, go
going
ahead.
one at a time?
Run it.
All right,
All 3.
cool. So I look at it, and I don't think there's going to be 3 playoff teams from one division in the AFC. I think Jacksonville's the only team that's going to come out of the South because they're going to win that very weak division. I think we're going to have the Chargers, the Dolphins, and the Steelers as the 3 AFC wild cards.
Wow, what a homer pick.
That's who I'm going with. Homer, Ian picked him to win the division. What?
Yeah, you're right.
Well, go ahead, Ian, because
Um,
it's going to be boom or bust.
Oh, here we go.
Those are good picks.
Go ahead. I don't even need to explain mine.
Um,
Just go ahead. I want to hear your stupid ass shit.
Well, Bengals is going to be one of them. Because Steelers won the division, so Bengals are getting the wild card.
Okay.
Chargers. I had Chargers too because I'm a big Herbert fan, and I think they're going to make the playoffs next year in that division. I think the Broncos will put a run to it, but I think Russell's kind of lost
His mojo.
he lost. Yeah. He's a little different outside of Seattle, and who knows what the Raiders are going to be? Who knows? But Chargers. Tough. I mean, I think Hey Siri.
John, can you throw on the Jeopardy
Point.
music?
It's heads.
All right, Dolphins.
Who was tails?
Raiders.
Damn. What?
Oh, yeah?
I was looking at it, I was
Yeah.
like, I can't believe he hasn't named anybody out the AFC East. So you were a Siri coin flip away from saying 3 AFC West teams were making the playoffs?
That was.
Yeah, you need to reevaluate
Siri-
your life, homie.
Siri got my back, man.
Siri looking out. Shout out the feds.
I mean that if Josh Jacobs goes back to the Raiders, if they can find a quarterback, I mean, like we talked about, they have Devontae Adams.
Josh Jacobs had a career year though.
He did, but he's still. I mean, he's solid regardless of a career year.
Yeah.
He had a lot to play for, though. Like, I mean, clearly there's a chip on his shoulder.
Gotta get the
All right,
bag.
Johnny Cakes. Right.
I mean, Cincy's wild card.
Cincy?
Yeah,
Because
And
the Browns are winning the division.
correct. Dude, y'all better just not beat last. You better hope Baltimore's down there.
I'm so glad this is recorded.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean we're gonna get even crazier with it. The Jets are making the playoffs.
I had a feeling.
It's a fair pick.
Fair,
Probably
Yeah,
better than the
honest.
Raiders, to be honest.
and we're gonna be even wilder. And Denver's making the playoffs.
You love Sean Payton that much, huh? Is it because he dominated y'all for so much?
Yeah. And they can't go 5-12 again. And Herbert, dude,
No, but they could go 6-11, cuz what?
good, yeah. But no, I mean the Raiders, I mean, yes, Rodgers goes there maybe and they're good, but they're not playoff contention automatically. I mean, he's still Rodgers. The Chargers,
You're
I think
real big on Rodgers going to the Raiders, huh?
he's going to the Raiders. dude.
Jeez, you're sold on that.
Devontae already bought the house. And
Honestly,
the,
I could definitely see that happening. I
the
really
Chargers,
could.
I don't think they win 8 games next year.
Who?
The Chargers.
You think the Chargers are going to go 7-10?
I think they have the ability to, yeah.
Tripping.
I think they have the ability to. So,
They lost so many close games this year. So many close
Mhm.
games.
yeah.
The
We'll see.
Vikings of last season.
All right. AFC's done. NFC.
I'm not going first because I haven't thought about it yet.
I mean, I'll knock it out for you. I mean,
All right, we'll go backwards.
yeah, Minnesota's still gonna win their games. You know what I mean? They're gonna be in as a wild card spot. And then I see it's tough because I mean the East could pull two next year. They really could. But I see the Giants getting in, and I see Seattle getting in.
No Dallas.
No Dallas.
Wow.
Dak better find a new girlfriend.
I'll call them and tell them.
Yeah.
Shoot him a
So
Snapchat.
no playoffs for your second years, huh?
No.
No playoffs. Damn, Tom Brady leaves and you guys are just done for.
It's kind of what happens in New England.
You know, I am not very far off from you. I do think the Vikings get in. I do think the Giants get in. And I have no reason not to believe the Cowboys make it bad. So that's my three. Vikings, Giants, and Cowboys. Again, the South is just weak. So I really truly still believe that next season the winner of that division is going to have a losing record. And there will be close contention in the NFC West for a wild card spot, but I think the Seahawks are the first team out. I think they finish as the 8th and don't get in. So I think you'll have. I think it'll be very similar to how it was this year. With the Cowboys finishing above the Giants, but both of them behind the Eagles. I don't really see the NFC East playing out any differently. So, yeah, take it to the bank, boys.
I have Cowboys because I just think the NFL can't have them not make the playoffs. And I'm going Eagles because I had the Giants win the division anyway. And then I'm gonna throw one from left field too. I'm going Cardinals.
Whoa.
Jesus.
What's changing in Arizona, Ian?
I don't think a lot's changed. Honestly, I mean they're gonna have a new head coach, but I mean they lost a lot of games too that were like, what did you say?
You better hope the new Call of Duty doesn't come out next year.
Or Kyler Murray hits a growth spurt.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I think I'm not a big Kyler Murray advocate as it is, but I just think their team is better than what the record says. I think they got a lot of bad luck last year. And I think the Seahawks aren't going to be what they were this year. Like if they keep Geno Smith, I think he's okay. But like you saw him slow down towards the end of the season. Like yeah. I think that's more of what you're going to see from the Seahawks. I don't think the Rams are going to be. I mean, I think they're going to be better than what they were this year, but I don't think they're going to be
we
back
didn't even talk about the Rams.
Right. I don't think they'll be the Rams of before. Yeah, I think Cardinals. I think they got a lot of bad luck.
So what happens to Minnesota?
They just miss it.
They
just miss it. They're gonna be competing for it.
Have an off year and they just fall short.
Yeah, I think they'll compete for. I think they'll be. I mean, it was between the Cardinals and the Vikings, but I just think, yeah, I think they just miss it. I think their games that they won this year by like that close are going to be a little more losses next year.
Okay.
We talked about earlier.
Okay.
Boom.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised we all just kind of wrote off the Rams.
Yeah,
like you said, they are a lot better than how they played this year. They injury ridden, but
yeah,
they don't have anybody at receiver without Cup. They don't have an offense without Cup, So
yeah, no,
yeah, I still
boom.
I mean, not that I would change it, but like now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think even if I would have considered them that I would have picked it differently.
No, yeah,
So
I don't think so.
they're going to go through a little bit of a lull. Stafford's obviously another year older, great talent, but
he got his ring.
Yeah, I mean they hit a rough patch obviously with injuries, and I mean the division got not much better, but I mean it did in a sense too to defense sides.
Got better. Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right.
Jets to the Super Bowl.
Locked it in.
Jets. Browns Super Bowl.
Jets to the Super Bowl. You're tripping, bro.
Dude, you're gonna be wild, dude. Browns, Jets, AFC. Dude.
All right.
Browns, Jets,
Anything else,
AFC
football?
Championship. Bro, I
Oh,
swear to God.
God.
You can are we still recording? Yeah, we're still recording. If it's a Browns Jets Super Bowl, I will sell my house. I will put my house on the market before I have any equity in it. And Chris and I will go live in a fucking trailer with sausage.
Dude,
There's
what if
no chance.
Well, no, that would be AFC, but picture this: Jets, Detroit.
Super Bowl? We're getting nuked.
Yeah.
Hey, that's all there is to it.
It's over.
If there's
It's over.
ever a Jets Lions Super Bowl, I will sell all my Steelers memorabilia and just be homeless. I don't even care. Like that's bro. Are you like even half serious right now, or are you just trolling?
No, I was just looking to see who I had that was the worst team out of the ones I picked to go to the playoffs.
That bubbly hitting different.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else football? Does that kind of wrap it up?
I don't think so. Yeah, I think that's a successful first week, boys.
Get back for it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we did only talk one sport, but approps because season just ended.
Right.
Right. I didn't get to break out any of my soccer knowledge. Save it for next Monday or the Monday after. We'll see. Yeah, this was fun. It was a good time. We spent 2.5 hours talking. I don't care if nobody ever watches the podcast. This was great. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. Eventually we'll not be on Zoom recording. I won't buy the Zoom membership, 5 minutes into our first ever podcast. But
they played you. They gave you 10 minutes of recording.
I didn't even know it was a thing. I had no idea that was a thing. I was like, I thought Zoom was like a free thing, and then bam, done. Can't record stuff unless you buy it.
Shit.
Which I guess makes sense. I gotta make money somehow.
It's all right. Once we're sponsored, you
$15.
won't even remember that. $15.
Right. Once everybody's watching this, buys merch that we have, and it's gonna happen eventually, and all that stuff. I guess the only thing that I would leave off is obviously we talked about being degenerate gamblers. At least two of us are degenerate gamblers.
That's you too. Yeah. This side, that side, not this guy. Yeah.
McCoy puts a lot of bets up to follow through what is your
through Pickett
TikTok / Pickett. We're using Pickett.
It's through Pickett.
Pickett's dope.
It'll be switching to our name here as soon as we get that wonderful logo from Jimbo.
We don't like Kenny
Watching
Pickett.
sports. Squatching sports. False.
Squatch?
False. He doesn't like Kenny Pickett.
He
is wrong.
We're a collective now, Ian. We do this podcast together.
False.
We don't like Kenny Pickett.
We do this podcast together. We don't agree on that.
It's because you're a Pitt fan, bro.
It'll
Bro,
be
I
that
don't even watch college football that much.
Twitch and TikTok.
But speaking of Pitt, for another day, but Pitt's gonna go pretty far in the tournament. That's another day topic.
Yeah, isn't their
But
hoop team on a tear right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we're getting off topic. I got to brush up on my
Yeah.
college basketball. All I know is Purdue lost to Northwestern. Nerds.
Mizzou hit a half quarter to beat number 2 Tennessee.
How about Alabama, number 1 in college hoop rankings?
it's wild.
What is this
They
football?
won a
Also,
tournament with OT Saban.
the Red Wings just went up 5-1 on Vancouver in their own house.
Yeah, I know. I saw the 4-1. Not looking pretty for this under.
What's the over under?
It would be 32.5 tonight for all 5 games, sir.
Oh,
Bro, I lost a
lot of
7-leg
scoring.
and a 9-leg NBA parlay by 1 leg on each one.
You know, the great news
Oh,
about
that hurts.
in hockey, guys, is all you need is one game to go 2-1, which we had happen tonight, so we should be good.
There you go. I'll pray for
Yeah.
you, D-Gens. I'm going to go count my money because it's not being gambled right now.
And also, we need Alex, was it Tuck to get one more SOG, and we are in the green.
What the
Yes,
fuck?
sir. All right. That wraps it up. Well, thank for anybody that is going to end up watching this eventually. But yeah, we'll do this at least once a week, maybe twice a week. We'll figure it out. But all right, fellas. Talk at
Till
you
next
later.
time.
Squatch
Sir.
it up, boys.
Till next time.